Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Over the last several months, we've been reviewing mesh routers. We've been looking at technology that replaces your existing router to provide broader coverage. But what if you didn't have to replace the solution that you had today, but you can turn your existing router into a mesh router? That's what we're going to talk about today. So let's check out this new solution that's going to allow you to expand your current router and turn it into a mesh router and not having to buy any of these solutions. So now, for example, let's say you have a Netgear smart Wi-Fi router like this one, the AC1600 or the 3100 from ASUS, regardless of the model type that you have. And let's say that that router is just not capable of covering every single point of your house, but you're really happy with it. It just doesn't reach exactly every single part. Do you need to replace the router completely with one of the new mesh routers that tout being able to coverage your entire home? Well, the fact is that those solutions do a fantastic job of covering your home, but is that the kind of investment that you want to have? I wish that there was a way where I can take a router like this or any of the other common routers and turn it into a mesh router so I could cover my entire home and I didn't have to replace everything. That's where this product comes in. This is from AmpliFi, and this AmpliFi solution gives you the ability to turn any router into a mesh router. So let's check it out. So this solution from AmpliFi is a mesh point. It basically allows you to convert your existing router into a mesh router. And let me show you what a mesh router does or how it works. So literally what you have here is, in this illustration, is your Wi-Fi as it exists today. And it may be that the Wi-Fi that exists today doesn't have all the coverage that it needs. It's a great router. It works well, but there's just certain points of your home that it just doesn't reach. Do you need to replace the entire system? Or could you just add on this newer technology that's called mesh points so that you can extend it to that specific point in your home that you're not getting the coverage? Well, that's exactly what this solution does. This solution allows you to take your existing Netgear router, your existing router that could be an ASUS router, Linksys router, whatever brand it is, and connect it to one of these mesh points and turn it into a mesh network, extending your coverage without losing any kind of speed or performance. Now, some of you may ask yourself, well, what's the difference between a mesh point and the traditional Wi-Fi extenders? You see these at the store, and actually Netgear, Linksys, and even Asus, they have these Wi-Fi extenders to help expand their network. Now, the difference between this and an extender is that the extender typically requires you to have a separate SSID, in other words, that internet name that you use to connect on your iPad or your Android tablet. And it also tends to cut the performance in half. So if you have a 100 megabit connection, you're going to get 50. If you have 25, you're going to get 15. So you really don't keep the performance. This solution works a lot different. This solution is going to keep the performance, so you're going to have the same performance that you had before, and it's also going to be very discreet. You're not going to need another SSID or another name. It's going to use your existing name, and it's just going to extend your network, your existing router, to reach places that it didn't reach before. So let's do the unboxing and check it out. All right, so we'll go ahead and open up the box. And there's a couple things that you're going to see here. So first of all, you have an illustration as to what are the steps that are necessary. Literally all you do is plug it in, download the app, launch the app, and then you install it using this app. You here have a little instruction guide nicely tucked away. And then here you have your mesh point. So this is what you're going to use, and literally there's nothing else. So if we were to open this up or try to pull this out, there's nothing else in here. There are no cables, there's nothing. That's it. So this solution right here, and this is two pieces, right? Here's your antenna, and then this is what you'll plug into your wall socket, and it's magnetic, so you put it in place, and you can adjust it to different angles depending on what kind of reception that you're getting. But what this solution is going to do right here, and you'll notice that, here that it's called the AmpliFi HD. You have your signal strength right here. All you're literally going to do with this is plug it in and then pair it to your existing network, and this will become an extension of your existing network. Very simple to do, and again, not much involved. If you can plug this into the wall and you can use a Android or a Google app, you're set to go. So let's go ahead and do it. So now, once you've downloaded the app, and this is available both on the Apple Store as well as on the Google Play Store, what you're going to do is you're going to choose Setup AmpliFi Standalone Mesh Point. And that's because we're going to pair this to our existing router. I have an Asus AC3100 router that I'm going to convert into a mesh router. So I'm going to choose this. I'm going to allow Bluetooth connectivity. Turning it on, and now it's searching for that access point, that mesh point. You see it right there? So I have it plugged in just on my wall. It's out of camera range, but there it is. I'm going to choose it, and now what it's doing is it's searching and connecting to it, and it will be configuring it. Now once it's connected to your mesh point, it's going to ask you to choose which network you're going to pair it against, and you'll notice I have a list of networks. So I'm going to choose that network now. Now the next step is to enter the network password and then to configure your admin ID for the mesh point itself. Alright, so now that we have successfully gone through the installation, and it would literally, once I inputted the password, established what my admin password would be for the mesh point, it configured itself, and now I've extended or turned my AC3100 into a mesh capable router, and it came to this screen, very similar to the screen that we reviewed during the AmpliFi review. So there's a couple things that you see here. First of all, in this area right here, we're seeing what our current throughput is through this access point. You could actually get in and see some additional detail. So here you'll see what the signal strength is, what's the connection that it's using. It's using 5 gigahertz. Any kind of sounds, any password changes, password resets, support info. You could go through there. We're going to go back. We also have in this area right here a test. So I just conducted a test. So I am 3 levels above where the router is. So let's do a test, speed test, just to see what kind of speed we're going to get. So I kicked it off, and now you see the speed taking place. So this speed test is going to just look at how fast it's communicating. I typically could get directly connected to my router if I'm closer to it around 170 150 megabits, depending on what's going on. And what you're seeing right here is with this mesh point, I've extended my router, existing one, and I'm getting 129 megabit downloads, which is not bad in my mind. That's a pretty good speed. Now the last part is just going to give you information, IP address, standard information that we saw in the previous review. So this will just give you IP, DNS, all those details. So this concludes my review of the AmpliFi Mesh Point HD. Remember, this gives you the ability to extend your router, turn it into a mesh point, your existing router, without having to spend $300 to $400. This unit itself is $111 on Amazon, and I was able to extend my network without losing speed, significant speed, like 50%. I also kept my same SSID and was able to do that without having to replace my entire network, which would have run me anywhere from $300 to $400. So, if you have any comments, questions about this product, leave it in the comment area below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, don't forget to share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.